Hey yo, what's up everybody, Holmes here and welcome to my Nioh 2 build. Yeah, because a lot of you guys been asking what my setup is, how am I doing damage, like how am I doing high damage when I'm like around the same level as you guys, where you're higher level than I am and I'm still doing higher damage. I'm gonna explain how all those works and my stats, equipment, and the points that I add into the abilities. So here we go. I'm going to go over stats first, and then I'll go over equipment, and then I'll go into the learned skills. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into the stats. Stats, I'm level 100. Okay, I'm on NG Plus right now, and I'm at the 3rd region, and I'm still getting by with just this level. I'm getting by with upgrading armor and just weapon. Okay, here's my stats: 55 heart and 55 skill. I didn't touch anything else. I just focused on these two. So I add skill first, and I will add like 5 points. So once it hits like 10, I'll go to heart, make it 10, and then go to skill, make it 15, and I just alternate like that until I reach 55. So that is my stats. All right. Here's the special effects stuff. I don't know if these matters. These also based on like what you have on your, like what the special effects are on your clothes and stuff. So I don't really think it matters. I'll just tell you guys what I think is good once we get to the armor part, which should be right now. Let's go. Alright, so equipment. I main dual katanas. Okay, those of you guys been following me, you know that's pretty much what I use almost all the time. So dual katanas, and I did mess with the special effects here. So this one I crafted, I forged, or whatever you want to call it. I picked one with low attack damage because I always use low stance. I don't use mid stance or high stance or any other weapons. So low attack damage, that's the way to go for me. Imbue corruption, this one took a little bit while. It's a RNG thing, so you gotta keep crafting, and sometimes it'll just pop in. Grappling damage. Grapple, it's when you break an enemy's stamina and they're still standing but they look out of breath. Alright, and then you can press a critical hit, like which is your heavy attack. That's a grapple. When they're on the ground, I think that's like final attack or something like that. So there's a difference. I mainly do the grapple, so that's what I have here. And then life drain, you get some health back when you attack, and low active skill key damage, so I can damage their key when I use my skill. So that's what I have on my dual katana. I actually took the time to roll these at the blacksmith. For secondary, I don't have one. If you want to equip one, if you see me with one, I either like upgrading the points for it, or it's just for fashion. Secondary, it's bow and a rifle. It doesn't matter for me which one I have, as long as it has better stats or better attack. That's all I care. I don't care about the special effects much for these two. Okay, if you guys want, you could take the time to build it with the special effects, but I didn't touch any of those. I just picked it up as I went through the missions. Armor, I have the standard Shinobi Set, the one that you get like from the very beginning. I forget, I think it's like the 2nd mission you can get it. And I just wore these. Well, obviously I didn't wear the same ones, but I just stuck with these throughout the entire game. And I didn't mess with the stats, but if you do want to mess with one, like if you want to be crafting the set for like specific skills, try to go for attack ups, stuff like that. Stuff that will boost your attack, stamina recovery, and I think that's pretty much what it's good for armor, I think. And try to go for one without these things on it. You see that little icon that's right next to toughness? Those are locked into your equipment. The same with weapons. Those will be locked into it. If you find one without it, that's great, because you can just re-roll all these, because if you have one with it, you can't re-roll these or mess with the special effects. So yeah, this is my armor. Okay, I just stick with this one and I just upgrade it. Next, accessories. I focus on key recovery speed and elixir efficiency. So the key recovery speed, it's, you know, obviously I want my key to recover faster. The elixir thing, so I can heal more. Alright, if you want, you can also try to go for unlimited elixir. That's like a chance when you use an elixir and it doesn't cost any, so you still have 8 after you use it. Here's my shortcuts. Okay, elixir, stone, and shuriken. It's for pulling enemy. Usually I just use shuriken. You don't need to upgrade your dex for this. If you use a ninja tool or ninja lock, I forgot what it's called, it gives you 1 point into ninjutsu, and after you use that 1 point, you can just go to the shrine and just put 1 point in shuriken, and you'll have this. This doesn't really matter. I don't actually use this. I don't know why this is here, but it's a talismans for purification. So you enhance your weapon with holy magic, which, you know, it doesn't last that long. So yeah, I mean, if you want, it does key damage to enemy, so that's why I even have it here, but never really used it. Anyways, moving on to my familiar or guardian spirit. I have the Nekomata. Okay, this is a feral guardian spirit, and here is my setup for it. I go for like active skill damage, quick attack damage, and this one I just have because it has high damage. Yeah, I go for the attack on it. Well, it can't go up to it, but you see the attack is like 89, 97. So I just try to get higher attack on it. And on the side, like, these are just bonus. The special effects are just bonuses for me. So that is my setup for equipment and guardian spirits. And like I said, my yokai form, it's feral because you can use the form to dodge, and you can also it's faster to counter, I believe. But there are some attacks that you can't counter unless you're using brutes, which are very like specific. Anyways, ninja. See, I only have shuriken. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Just put 1 point into shuriken and you got it. I didn't touch anything else because we don't need that. I mean, if you want to build your character around it, you can. And for magic, I only have the purification one. Okay. Samurai, I only got these points. Okay, because these are the only ones that's worth adding for low stance area. These ones, I don't see a point. For the left side, I got these because I need these points to get to active skill damage. Okay. Next up, this is my main focus right here. Range stuff. This is good for like crowd control. If there's like 3 enemies or multiple enemies in one area, you can snipe them and just like thin out the numbers before you have to go in to fight them. So increase the amount of arrow and rifle rounds you can carry, stuff like that. Arrow damage, bow damage, and rifle damage and range damage. That's what I got. I believe these are all just here by default. Okay. That's that for samurai. For shifting, for the lower tree, I leveled it up to this point right here. So when you do a burst counter, when you land a burst counter, you can get some health back. So this is just for like tight situations. If I'm like fighting a boss and he's like doing a lot of shit, and he all of a sudden does a burst attack, and I'm low on health, I can just land that burst counter and get some free heals without having to, you know, spend my elixirs. Reduces depletion of yokai shift gauge by 20% when dodging in yokai form. I don't really go into yokai form, so this is just there, I guess. For the left side, this is the only point I add into. Okay, this is a passive skill, so increase your key recovery speed when you successfully perform a burst counter, because a lot enemies and bosses like to do burst attacks. So, you know, key recovery, because I want to be able to dodge and stuff. And that's it for the left side. On the top side, I did add these right here, so I can get health back. Well, okay, so that's health and this is stamina. Yeah, mixed it up, sorry. Yeah. I focused on stamina first and then I go for health, because I mainly, I use a lot of stamina for my build. It's like a lot about dodging around and swinging at enemies and dodging around. So yeah, because I don't use magic, I don't use those buffs where you get like, you take less damage or whatnot, or you slow down enemies, or you weaken them. I don't have any of that shit, so that's why I have these. This one right here is just for yokai weapons, because I mainly use yokai weapons, so I add this so I can get my yokai weapon buff quicker. But if you just use regular weapons, this shouldn't matter. You don't need to add this if you're using regular weapons. Next up, this is very important. This is probably what you will want to go for first when you first start out the game, especially the dark realm, because in Nioh 2 there are enemies that'll pull you into dark realm, or bosses that'll or pull you into dark realm when their stamina breaks. So that's important, because when you're in dark realm, your stamina recovers really slow, and if you have these, it'll recover a little bit faster and you can dodge around and stuff like that, do attacks. Otherwise, you are gonna need to like be very specific, like the timing has to be very like spot on when you do your attacks and stuff, because your stamina comes back so fucking slow, and I don't know, it's just annoying. So I find dark realm, it's priority number 1, and then you can go for yokai realm or these ones once you unlock them. But yeah, dark realm number 1. Alright, so go for that first. And that is pretty much it for my shifting tree. Alright, finally, dual swords. This is gonna be a little bit complicated to explain, but I'll try my best. So I'll go down clockwise from the bottom. These, it says right there, right, damage dealt from behind, it increases by a bit, even though it's like 1%, 2%. It's still a damage increase, so I have these. Next up, gotta win. This is very important. I would add this first if you can. Once you unlock them, try to finish this tree first as you unlock like the trials and stuff like that, because this is where the magic happens. A lot of people are asking, how am I doing like damage so high? This is how it happens. Well, actually, this is not exactly how it happens. I'm sorry, but this is part of it, because this is my combo right here, especially this one, God Win 3. This is how I do my combos and stuff like that when you just watch me fight bosses. So this is important for your combos. This right here, it's how I get my high damage. Alright, Mind's Eye. When you do a successful dodge, you see on the bottom corner the thing is playing, the video is playing, where if you dodge an attack, like, I don't know how you want to, how it's timed, but I guess it's like right before you get hit. But if you do a successful dodge like that, you get an attack boost. And with this, well, this doesn't have any boosts, but these are your active skills. So attack boost, and then you go with these, and it does a shitload of damage. Or you can just do normal, regular, like quick attack swings. Up to you guys, however you guys want to play it. But this is how I get my attack boost. Alright, and yeah, just this you can unlock this very early on. It's just Way of the Warrior Novice, so that's like the first thing you can unlock, I believe. And then you can get these as it goes up. Well, this one's not that important, but go up to here. So Adept. Next up is, these are just key recovery when you have dual swords equipped, and I always have it equipped. This is my main weapon, so I get my stamina recovery speed up. Next up, this is a special mystic art that you can get, I believe, as you go through the game and you keep using dual swords, you can unlock this. And basically, it's landing attack reduces key usage for subsequent attacks, and it can stack. So just keep hitting them, and you know, reduce key usage. So you use less keys as you fight, if you keep the attack up at least. This melee mastery, it's for dual swords attack, so it boosts your attack for dual swords. On the right side here, increase melee damage against enemies with full health by 5%. This is just like for your like surprise attacks, I guess. I don't know. Like if this is for when you're going through the mission. It's not for bosses, because you know, I guess only the first hit against the boss will do much, or do a lot of damage, because you know. But other than that, it's not that helpful. But this is pretty important because max key increase by 30 and 20 when you use dual swords, which is what we use. So that's important. Next up, full health, your melee damage, it's increased. So if you can get through the fight, or get through a majority of the fight without getting hit, then your attack you'll do a lot more damage. So try to keep your health up if you can. And I'll show you guys this right here on how it works. Okay, so for the attack boost that you guys see, this is it right here. So right before you get hit, you get that boost. Alright, it gives you a little dodge as well, and you can see how fast the enemy just melts. Alright, and here is a version without the boost. It's the same enemy, same location, same level, whatever. And see how he can take a lot more hits than when I get my attack boost. Yeah, like the damage almost doubles. So you can see how if you utilize the boost, it'll help you kill things a lot faster. And here is a slow-mo of it, and here's the numbers. Alright, so it's like 300, 500, 700. It's around like that per swing, and the enemy just drops. And here is a slow-mo clip of without the boost, so it's only like 100 and 200s. It doesn't even reach 300s at the swings. So oh, there's a 300. It's pretty rare. So yeah, that's that for the attack boost. And that's pretty much it for how I get my high damage attacks from my low stance dual katanas. And here's another clip here, but this is going to be a boss fight to show you guys how the build actually functions. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for my build video on Nioh 2. So I thank you all so very much for watching, and hopefully this video has answered all of your questions on the build that you guys see me use during boss guides. If you guys got any more questions, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to respond. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Thank you all so very much for watching once again. And if y'all enjoyed this video, then hopefully you guys will stick around and watch the future videos or whatever. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Holmes.